resources, inspiring interviews, business practices, and practical advice to take your art career to the next level. Join Sergio Gomez in today's Artist Next Level and get ready to take control of your career.
Well, hello, my next level friends. Welcome to a new episode of the Artist Next Level podcast. I am very happy, very excited to be here with you today. And the reason I'm super excited is because I want to share with you something that I have never shared before outside of my coaching program. But today I want to share with you a typical Q&A session like the ones I have every Thursday inside of the Art Next Level Academy, which is my coaching program for artists where we help you with your online marketing, your wellness, your productivity, organization, exposure, sales, anything and everything that relates to your art career. So, inside of the Art Next Level program, every week, besides access to all the courses that our members have and access to all the weekly accountability that we do inside of the group, every Thursday I hold a Q&A session in which artists can post their questions inside of our private Facebook group, and then I go and I answer the questions. I pretty much do it live. It's usually 1 hour, 1 hour and a half session, depends on how many questions we have, and I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite things to do inside the Art Next Level program. Is how I help artists, by answering their questions individually and really expanding on ideas and giving them my best shot at their things and situations they're going through. So I thought I would share with you today one of such sessions and see how you like it. I think you will find some valuable information, because here's the thing, somebody asks a question, but the answer might help somebody else who may not even be thinking about that question, or who may have been going through something similar and like, wait a minute, this is something I can do too, or this is something that can help me out too. So I found the Q&As to be very valuable, just as much or even more than the actual courses that you find inside our coaching program. And it's also a great way for us to support our community, to help our members, get their answers to their questions. And not only that, but every once a month, one of these live Q&A sessions also becomes a wellness and mindset session in which my wife, Dr. Yanina Gomez, which you guys, probably many of you know already very well, she does live Q&A specifically related to wellness and mindset, talking about the mindset block, talking about, self-love and discipline and everything that we also need in the inside in order to take care of the external problems that we all go through as artists. So really great chat as well. So with no further delay, I want to share with you one of our recent sessions, one of the recent Q&As, so you get a taste. And if you want to be part of this amazing community of international artists, and if you would like to get my coaching and the coaching of Dr. Yanina Gomez so that we can help you, remove the guessing from moving your art career, all you have to do is just go to www.theartistnextlevel.com. Again, www.theartistnextlevel.com, or just find also the link in the description of this podcast, and we will love to welcome you there. We would love to help you out and answer your very own questions that you may have in order to grow your art career. So enjoy this session and please share it with all your friends. Let me see. The first question comes from Michelle. He says, hello, Dr. Yanina and Sergio. I would love to hear your thoughts and advice about offering payment plans. It seems like a great option, especially for original work. But I'm wondering if it's a standard practice to hold the piece until it's paid in full and to create a contract. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Michelle, the answer to that is yes. Yes, big yes. You can absolutely. If you wish to provide your buyers, your collectors with an option to purchase with a payment plan, do it. I have been doing this for a long time, not only for my artists and also for my gallery. We offer payment plans, kind of a layaway type of plan, and it works wonderful. So the way you do it is, or the way I do it normally is I ask the client or the collector how many months they want, to divide the payment on. I suggest usually, 3 months, that would be my ideal, but sometimes this is a more expensive piece. The collector say, well, I need more time, and that is fine. So let's say they want a 6-month payment plan. So, I figure out what's the price of the piece, plus any additional, let's say, shipping or anything that might need to be added. And you divide that amount into 6 payments. I don't charge any extra fee for a payment plan. It's a layaway plan, so they will pay every month the exact amount until it's paid in full. They can, overpay if they want to finish faster. Sometimes they may want to do that. But I hold the artwork until it's paid in full, and that needs to be written. So yeah, you need a contract for that. Now, I have work very hard on figuring out, what's a good contract. I study a lot of contracts. I came out with my own that I use for myself and for my gallery. I will be very happy to share it with anyone here in the Art Next Level Academy who would like to use my contract or a version of my contract. So let me make a note here. I'm going to post it inside the Art Next Level resources under the downloadable. So I'm going to make me a note here so I don't forget. I'll do that right after this session. I'm going to put here contract. So I'm gonna give you my contract that I use for payment plans. So if you would like to use, that contract, of course you will adjust it to who you are, where you are, and so on. You want to also check any local city or state laws that you may have, or depends on what country you may be. You gotta check your particular laws, but at least it gives you a really good starting point, and then you can adjust as you go. And the contract pretty much says what happens if the person stops paying, right? What will I do? What will the person do? It also says, that the artwork will not be released until the last payment has been received. It says how many payments, when the payments are due, and how much each payment, and the process of payment. So I would suggest, Michelle, definitely offer that. I have many pieces that I have sold through payment plan. Actually, in the gallery, I have two collectors who are purchasing 2 major pieces at 1-year payment plans. They requested a 1-year payment plan, and I said yes, because it's a substantial amount and they really want that piece. So 2 different collectors who are right now in a 1-year payment plan. So every month they send a little payment. And here's the cool thing. I use PayPal for that, and PayPal, you can create an invoice that is also, there's a one-time payment invoice on PayPal. There's also a type of invoice that can be done with recurrent payments. In other words, you can give them the same link for the same invoice, and every time they make a payment, it will be added up to the invoice, and PayPal will be keeping track of the amount, how much has been paid and how much is due, and that's all inside PayPal. So it is very cool. I use that. So again, I'm gonna share my contract for payment plans with you guys, so you can have it, you can check it out and see if it's something that you would like to use as well. All right, Miyuki has a question. Hi Sergio, it has been very difficult for me to be in these sessions live, although I always see them after and get many of my own questions answered. So thanks. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that. And again, for everybody also who is watching this right now live, just know that this gets recorded. So if you happen to miss it, you can watch this video anytime. If you cannot make it the live session, remember that you can always pre-post your question in the post that's in the announcements. And I go through question by question, and then I get to as many live ones, as possible. So, but if you want your question to be 100% answered, make sure you pre-post it, and that's how it works. All right, so Miyuki has a specific question. So she says, I have 6 pieces I've made in time on my own creation. Most of my work is by commission. I want to release them in my website for sale. They are not a series and do not share the same theme. As you know, each piece in my work takes more time in the process. Any advice on how to make a good promotion? About a month ago, I sold one just by sharing a picture of something else that had a view of it in the background. It was so cool. Of course, I shared it with the group. I remember that, Yuki. It was awesome. That was so cool when you shared that news as well. Pretty cool. So here the question is, okay, so the artist has multiple pieces. that do not have any specific theme together, how do you release them in a way that you can create a promotion, because they're not part of a series, they're not thematically together. So this is what I recommend, and it can work really, really well. Summer is here right now. You can do a summer release. So because it's a summer release, the only thing that brings them together is that you are releasing them all at the same time during the summer. They don't have to be same theme, same topic, same size. They don't have to be same anything. They are made by the same artist, which is you, and that's the main thing. And then as a promotion, they are a summer release. You decided to release them right now or re-release them. Maybe you might have one or two that are maybe older works, that you want to put in the mix. That's fine. It's a summer release, a summer promotion, and that's how you can do it. So you can go to your website, create a page for this summer release, add each of those pieces, tell us something about each piece, have a beautiful photo of the artwork, how it will look on a wall, maybe even a video, because I know you use glass on your work. So, reflections are something that's amazing on glass and even three-dimensional objects too. So, you can do a quick 5-second video where you just go like this and it just shows the piece, how it changes with light, and then you use that as a promotion, promote it all throughout the month of July, for example, and send traffic to that through all your social media, so in your stories, talk about them, etc., right? I suggest you use the Ultimate Marketing Calendar that you have access to here inside our Next Level Academy. Go to the library, and in the library, if you go to the accelerator program, you will see that there, which I think I'm going to change that to topics, so it's easier to find it. But remember that, everyone, we have a directory, so you can always click on the directory when you go to our website, you're looking for something, go to the directory, and it will give you a direct link to anything that you want to find inside our Next Level Academy. So you're looking for the Ultimate Marketing Calendar. It will help you promote that summer release, and it can be really fun. And let us know how it goes, or if you have questions about the marketing calendar, how you can better use it. So it could be really, really fun. So Dana, she's got a question too. It says, hi Sergio. In a recent conversation about trifolds, we discussed the idea of interspersing artist statements throughout the brochure. Hearing some follow-up questions. Awesome. She says, is it also advised to perhaps better to intersperse quotes that critics and writers have written about me? Is it good to use your own words, or better to have what others have had to say about your work, or use both? I think the answer to that, Dana, is use both. It's always better when somebody else speaks on your behalf, right? It's something when we say, hey, this is my art, this is what I do. But when somebody else comes in and says, hey, I've seen Dana's work and it's amazing, right? Or I have worked with Dana before and it was a great experience. Or I own one of Dana's paintings or pieces or jewelry pieces, whatever it is, or sculptures, and it's fabulous, right? When somebody does that, gives just that testimonial, it speaks volumes for you as an artist. So you want to have both. Definitely, include quotes from other people who have worked with you or who have collected your work and so on. Pick from that quote that they may give you, just the most important part of it. People don't read long quotes unless they are, really ready to click buy on a product that they really want to know if it's for them, right? Since this is a brochure, it's kind of like maybe a first introduction to others about your work. When somebody gives you a quote, pick the one sentence that speaks volumes about you and your art, and ignore the other ones. Again, just because people are not going to read the whole thing. They're just scanning. So do that. And same when you use your own quotes, again, don't give a very long, extensive quote. Just pick a couple things that you want to put around your brochure to emphasize and enhance. I think, and the idea of using both, I think, is a really good one, because you have people talking about you, but I also want to hear about the artist. What does the artist have to say? So when you include, a quote of your own too, or a couple or three, don't overdo it either. I think is great. And again, it's a brochure. People who want really more in-depth information, they can go to your website and find the full quotes and the full text and the full of everything. right? The brochure is the idea of getting people interested, getting people excited, and looking at the art, getting some, great words that can emphasize your work and working with you, and that's what you want. And a second question by Dana says, if I intersperse art writer's comments, would it be best to have an excerpt from my artist statement all in one statement? What about a short-ended version of a third-person bio? Is it too much to do this, plus 5-line highlights of an art career? I was thinking of using an abbreviated third-person bio and ending it with a few lines of highlights from my art career. I think that's a great idea. Again, as you kind of summarize it at the end, I think that's a good idea. Abbreviated third-person bio, and then have some highlights of your career. I think that's good. Again, it is kind of hard to know how much space you have on the brochure without seeing the brochure. But as you are ready and you have a draft, just save it as a PDF, upload it here to the Facebook group here, so other members can also give you some feedback. I'll for sure give you some feedback on it. Tag me on it, and yeah, I think that would be really good. So again, you don't want to overdo the text. It can get very wordy, and again, it's just a brochure. Just highlight the points, right? Just highlight the points of what bring again this artwork a lot of connectivity with the viewer. So highlights. Think of the brochure as what are the bullet points of your art career. What are the highlights? What are the bullet points? What is the elevator pitch? As far as my bio, what are the main 3 things that people need to know about me? And then leave the rest for the website, right, where they can find all the details about you. So yeah, I would do that. Share it with us. We'd love to see it. And actually, your comment, Amanda, I suppose I can send you a draft. Yes, please post a draft. That would be awesome. We'd love to see it. Super. All right, Debra. Hi, Sergio. I usually am busy during the Q&As, but always listen later. Awesome. Love that. I love your answer to my question about presenting all their work last week. Yeah, that was a really good one. If you guys missed it, go check that out. What to do when we have a lot of artwork left over in our, not left over, but hanging around in our studio, and we might want to give it some new, fresh eye, visibility. We'll ask more questions when I get closer to doing it. I have lots to catching up first. A question: is it always important to have more followers than people on one follows? In other words, the ratio between followers and the people that you follow. I wonder if that matters when trying to grow an account. So far, I have more followers, but should I try following more people and not worry about that? Or just work on content? That's a great question. What my opinion on that would be, you don't want to way over follow so many accounts that it looks like your account is a spam account, right? Like you're spamming people looking for follow, right? For example, I think, if you are following twice the number of followers you have, maybe start following people for a while until you catch up a little bit. Let's say if you have 500 followers, you're following 1,000, say, okay, that's fine. Then maybe hold down on followers, until, you get more of them. That way it doesn't look like you're just follow, wishing for people to follow you back. So there's nothing wrong with following more, just don't overdo it, so it looks like it's a spammy account. Other than that, my recommendation is always follow the people that you love, follow the accounts that you want to see more of. That's the idea of the follow, right? Follow the accounts you want to see more of, follow the artists that you want to support, other fellow artists that you want to support with your follows. That's great, be part of that community, and that is awesome. Don't be, for everyone, don't be too stingy with your follows. It's okay to follow others, it's okay to follow the artists, it's okay if other artists follow you, it's part of the community. So it's a great thing. Just keep an eye on that so that it doesn't look like you're way overdoing it. Laura says, hi Sergio, do you know what can I do to get sponsors? There is some guidelines in our website. I can find them. That's great. So let me make a note on that too. Yes, we do have, a whole video section on finding sponsors. If you're looking for sponsors for a project, for an event, for anything like that. I give you actually some really good templates that you can follow and use. It's part of the challenge from your studio to the world. So if you go to from your studio to the world challenge, go to the library, click on challenges, you'll see the from your studio to the world. And one of the sessions there, one of the title sessions from your studio to the world is on sponsors, patrons, and sponsorship letters. So check that out. It will give you really cool videos, about 30-minute video or so, with detailed information how to do it, and then I give you scripts that you can use and anyone can use when you're looking for sponsorship. And I have used sponsorships many times, for exhibitions, for personal projects, for traveling, an exhibition, and it can work really, really well. So you might want to check that out. Even like for my project, Sergio Gomez Curates, I'm also using a sponsor as well. So, you want to check that out. It can work really, really well. Lee Francis, about SquareUp and sales solutions. I understand there are point of sales, website, and the social media connection. I already have a website where I only have a few artworks for sales. It is more informative. Should I do another parallel website with artworks for sale, or only the social media connection? Or can I link my website with another one? Great question, Francis. In my opinion, the more websites where you'll be spreading your audience thin, trying to find information, right? Somebody may come for information to your website, and now they want to get something, and if they have to go to another website to find the actual thing that they want to buy, then you might lose them along the way. Remember, this is we live in a time in which people want to make the experience of the user is so important, right? If I see something I want and I like it, how do I get it fast? If it's gonna take me 10 links, 5 links, I don't have time. You lost me, or forget it. I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll forget. So you want to make it easy. What I suggest is you already have a website. You're using social media. You're sending traffic to your website. You're promoting things on your website. Just make your website that with the things that you need to sell. That you want to market for your art. Something that I have recommended many times, and that's how also I have it on my own website. I have a shop button, and in the shop button, there are things that you can buy right now right from my website. Now, I also have artwork on Artsy through the gallery, so my work can also be purchased there. For the more expensive pieces, that's where they are. That's where they can be purchased instantly, right? So that's what you're looking for. How do you want people to find you, and what's the process and they can buy your work? So what I would recommend again is, if you want to sell directly from your website, instead of adding another website, and now 2 websites to maintain, you just have that within the shop page on your website. It works really great. At any time you can add more products or artworks or remove. You can turn that page on and off as you need it to, and it can be really, really nice. Kind of like having a think about when you walk in a museum. You go to the museum, you can look at the art, and you always end up in the gift shop, right? In the gift shop you can buy all kinds of stuff. So if you want to have your website more as information, but also have your gift shop or your place where people can actually buy your work, or all the things that you may have for sale, then you can do that. Just simply add a shop page on your website that can do that, can create that function for you. Another option, is of course the artwork that is for sale. You can put an inquire button or a buy now button, right? Either one, can work well as well. The idea is, when people get there, if there's something like, how they're gonna get it, and how do they know where to go? That's the most important. If there are no buttons, if there's no information, you're gonna lose it. They're not gonna assume like, oh, I need to go to another website. So just keep that in mind. Sushmita says, hi Sergio, happy anniversary to you and Dr. Ina. Oh, thank you so much. My question today is about participation in Art Basel. What are the criteria on which the Art Basel select an artist? Can an emerging artist also showcase in Art Basel? So, great question. Art Basel, is the biggest art fair right now. There's Art Basel Switzerland, there's Art Basel Hong Kong, Art Basel Miami, and collectors go from around the world to Art Basel to buy very expensive art. The way to get in Art Basel itself, the Art Basel art fair, is through a gallery. A gallery, brings the artist in. Artists cannot just, rent a booth in Art Basel. It has to come through a gallery. Galleries will pay anywhere from $50,000 for a really tiny booth up to $200,000-$300,000 for a much bigger booth. Art Basel is very expensive for art galleries. Now, Art Basel does have also a section for emerging art, or sometimes they invite a curator who also selects, some artists, and it's really not something that an artist says, oh, I want to apply and it just happened. But, they do have sometimes guest curators who feature specific artists or invite specific sections of Art Basel. Or sometimes they even have like special projects. So it's kind of going to the Art Basel website and see if they have any call for special projects. So that's how it happens. Now, around Art Basel fair, there are always other smaller fairs that are around the same time, to kind of take advantage of the flow of collectors that go to Art Basel. So, for example, if you're in Miami, you have Art Miami, you have Context, you have On Title, you have Aqua. So there's all different art fairs of all different sizes, which many of them do accept artists for their booths, and many of them are actually very friendly to artists and are very welcoming to artists renting a booth for the fair. So you have to kind of see which of the Art Basel locations you're maybe more interested on, see what other art fairs may be around it, see what's the reputation of the fair, see how much it's going to cost. In my opinion right now, because we're just coming out of the pandemic, I would say my honest opinion is anyone who's interested in an art fair kind of wait it out until more people are traveling, until more people are actually going to these art fairs, because it's a huge expense of money, and you may not get as much of the traffic as you used to before the pandemic. So I think it's going to take maybe a year or two before we hit again big numbers of people traveling and visiting and doing all that stuff. So I would suggest hold down on those big art fair expenses, and maybe see if there are maybe some more local opportunities that you can participate or that you can be part of, as the world continues to slowly reopen. So that would be my advice. I'm not doing any art fairs, in anytime soon, again, for the same reason. So, but check it out. I mean, there are also like the other art fair, which is a really good art fair, which the other art fair, what they're doing, which is very smart too, is, besides the in-person, they're also doing companion virtual promotions. So, because again, to help people who cannot travel. So those are things that you might want to keep an eye. I think the other art fair is a really good one for artists, one that I would trust. They do really good work. They are part of Saatchi Art Online, which is a huge platform. So they have the resources, they have the technology, the know-how on promoting the art fair both in person and also online. So that would be my advice. And they do pretty good promotions. They do really good. I've attended a few of them over the years, and they're always great. How to incorporate view in room option in our website. Yes, so a lot of, as you have seen, a lot of artists' websites and galleries have now the view in room, where you can test your artwork on a room, or the collector can test that, not taste, but test that against a wall in their home. And so that's newer technology, which uses VR, and it's pretty awesome, pretty cool. I think that technology is getting better. At the beginning, it was kind of clunky. You had to download like apps that were not always working or were slow. Now it's getting faster and better. One platform that provides that service is ArtPlacer. ArtPlacer is really good. They have that feature where you can embed that into your website. They are great also at helping you, with questions that you may have. Their tech support team is really good. It all depends what kind of website you have, but as long as you have a website that you can insert code, that's all you need. Most websites allow you to do that. You're on Wix or Squarespace or WordPress. Most of them have box that you can insert. Instead of a picture, you insert code, HTML code. So you get that code from ArtPlacer, insert it there, and then that's how it works. So again, depends on the website. ArtPlacer, will probably have some specific instructions for that. So the websites themselves do not have that. It has to be an add-on. One that does have that is Art Storefronts, which they provide you with the website. You cannot use it in your website. They provide you with the website. You have to use their website in order to build, your online store, because it already comes with that included. I recommend ArtPlacer. Check it out. Try it out. There's a discount code for anyone using ArtPlacer who wants to use ArtPlacer. There's a 20% discount code if you type in Sergio Gomez. Just type my name, Sergio Gomez, all together, and it should give you a 20% discount on ArtPlacer for anyone who may want to use it. All right. Then it says, I haven't had many solo or two-person shows. I'm updating my resume. I have had more events for public art dedications. What do you think about a category called solo exhibitions and events? Absolutely. Every artist is different. In your case, because you do a lot of public art, so that it should be important in your resume, right? Just as important as any solo show. It's a commission that you create and the event that goes around that. So yeah, absolutely. Solo exhibitions, slide events, that could work really well. Or you can have a section just called public art, and in the public art you can list events and also dedications and anything else related to your public art. So, or you can combine them, right? You can do also use the word selected. You can say, particularly on the brochure, again, it's something short, or even in your website, you can say selected solo shows, selected group shows, selected commissions, so pretty much you're highlighting the more important ones. This category would include more one-person events. Do you have another idea for how to title this category? I think events is fine. I don't see any problem with that. Again, if they are specifically related to public art, maybe just call it public art, and then identify in the listing if it's an event or, exactly maybe what might be, if there's a title for the particular event. I'm applying for a grant. I'm applying with a new exhibition proposal. It is better to show pictures of past work rather than a drawing of my new installation concept. We only are allowed 5 images, so it's hard to choose. Wow, yeah, when you have a limit, absolutely. I think it's a mixture of both, because when you are submitting a concept as a rendering, as a sketch, that shows kind of like what's in your mind, what this thing will look like, but you also want to see what you have done in the past as a reference point. You may have this grandiose idea, but if you have never done anything even close to that, right, then the judges, the jurors, the curators, they might wonder, about, your skill level. Will you be able to pull it off? So I think having some samples of past work that shows your experience as an artist and then a vision of what you want to create is a great combo. So, divide that. Maybe, I don't know how many sketches you have for your new installation. I would say maybe you have 3, and then keep 2 as really good images of previous work. That way there's some reference point of what you can do, your ability, your strength as an artist, and then, but this is the idea of what I want to produce, I want to create. Here's the proposal, right? So I think that combo can work really well then. You can just put it on, you can just make a post and you can include the images there. And actually some other artists have done that too. When they're trying to select what works to submit somewhere, they post them and then they ask, hey, which one do you guys think will go well together? Yeah, I think that would be really fun. At the end, you make the decision, right? You have to do also what feels right for you as an artist, right? Listen also to your gut feeling, to your intuition, be open to that, and then make the choice. But always feedback from others is always good too. Elvia says, hello, should I have a business Instagram account or a personal Instagram account? What are the obvious pros and cons? Elvia, great question. I would suggest you have a business account. Business gives you the best options and tools. In other words, you can use the business account to look at your statistics, see your insights, what people are following, which posts give you more followers or more, it gives you more information. It shows you where your audience is at in the world, and all that. So now when you switch from a personal to a business, it doesn't automatically gives you all that data. It starts counting from that point forward. So you got to give it some time after you switch, to start gathering that data for you and give you all that information. All my Instagram accounts are on business. And now that there's also another one that's called the creator account. I don't recommend the creator account. When you think creator, it's not really referring to artist account. So I would suggest more of the business account, which gives you, more advanced features, and it gives you the option if you ever wanted to boost a post, create an ad, create ad shopping options to your Insta, all that stuff. It all comes within the business account. As far as cons, I don't see any cons. You're not gonna lose followers. It's not gonna be slower reach. I think it's just the pros that what I see. I will leave it as a personal if you're not using for promotions, if you're just sharing whatever. But I think as an artist, if you're really building your business, definitely a business account will be what I would highly recommend. So you will see all of this in the general feed of the Academy. Yes, and as I add new things, of course, I'll always announce it. And I'll always send an email when I add a new course or when there's a new challenge. And actually the summer topics, summer just started officially this week. So summer topics will be announced probably this week. We're still fine tuning it of what topics we're going to be covering for the summer. Think of it as a challenge, but without the challenge, itself. So we're picking topics that I think are really relevant for artists right now that we can use and release every week, and also work on them together. So we usually do that. That's every summer. Last summer we did the topics, which you'll find them in the library as well under the accelerator program. But I think I'm gonna change the title to topics, so that it's easier maybe to find them in the program page. All right, my friends. So I think that's all the questions I have for today, unless there's one more or two that are coming there. Make sure you put them right now in the chat under this video. I'll be happy to address that before we tune out for today here. And I just want to give you also, before we close, a word of encouragement, as well, particularly to many of our artist friends who are still struggling with lockdowns and situations like that, which could be very difficult. And many of our artists in our community, are going through some difficult times still related to the pandemic and the coronavirus. So just want to encourage you all, and stay strong, stay connected to the community. That's a great way to feel that you are not alone, that you are here with us, and we appreciate connecting with you and giving you all the support that we can as well throughout this difficult time in our lifetime. I think this will be remembered for a thing that changed the world, and we lived it. So we are here, and we can support each other out through our presence. So thank you, my friends. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your time. For those of you who gave me company here live, and for those who will, you're watching this as a replay, I want to say thank you so much as well. Have a great rest of your day, evening, night, whatever, or morning, whatever time it is in your part of the world right now. And looking forward to connect with you once again very, very soon. Next Zoom session next Tuesday, it is breakout room, so it's going to be really great. Make sure that you stick around, you check it out if you want to join us. So thank you, my friends. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. Bye, everyone.
Check out our website at www.theartistnextlevel.com, where you will find our podcast library, learn about our upcoming webinars, find resources relevant to your career, and much more. Thanks for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you at the next level.